Amir, the last time I saw you was at the kickoff press conference in Los Angeles. You hadn't begun your camp yet. Now your camp is over. You're basically tapering down till fight time. Tell us about your training camp. Training camp's
been going really well. It's been very, very hard. It's been a long camp. It's been very, very difficult. You know, working with the new sparring partners that Freddie's brought in. And you know, it's another fight back to back. We fight a southpaw. The last fight was against Paul McCluskey, who's a southpaw. Now we're fighting Zab Judah, who is another southpaw. And he is awkward, but we know what to do. Me and Freddie have got a game plan that we're going to stick to in the fight. We're going to go in there and we're going to do what we do best. We're not underestimating Zab Judah because we know he's very dangerous and he's come from a good win. He's got knockout power. He's quick. He has great movement, and he's a southpaw, what makes it even more awkward. So we know what to do in this fight, and we're not going to take a step wrong. We just have to be one step ahead of him every time. And when we see him hurt, we're just going to jump on him. And there will come times in the fight where we might have to think about things instead of jumping in, just building the attacks up and making the right moves. Because with Zab Judah, a lot of fighters think he's tired and they start jumping on him, but then they might catch him with that big lucky shot he throws. So, we know we have to always be on alert with this guy, and he's very dangerous.
You mentioned that your last opponent, Paul McCluskey, was a southpaw, and I'm sure you fought lots of southpaws in the amateur ranks. But Judah is very experienced. I think you mentioned that his style is kind of awkward, but he also has that speed. And he can be explosive at times. Have you had to bring in sparring partners that have quick hands that can be explosive in order to sort of prepare yourself for that?
Yeah, we've been sparring with a lot of guys, a few amateurs as well, just for the speed and footwork and everything. We've been sparring with guys who are heavy-handed and still have speed and everything. But sparring's going really, really good, and also having Freddie on the pads. Freddie's not slow. Freddie's quite quick himself, and catching the mitts and stuff. And also he throws shots back at me where I have to dodge them and duck them. But we know exactly what to do, and I know we've done the right training for this fight. Zab Judah, we know he's quick, he's experienced, and he's been in the fight. He's been in with some big names and had some great fights. Right. But I think it's not his time at the moment. I think he's facing someone who wants it more than him. And I think Zab's had his time, and now it's a new kid's block. I'm going to come up now, and it's my turn now on the block, and I'm going to take away his throne and hopefully take away the title he holds at IBF, and go from there really to bigger and better fights and the super fights that I want to achieve. Now,
this date was originally supposed to be a showdown between you and Timothy Bradley, an undefeated young title holder. Bradley opted out. Zab Judah stepped in, but in a way, is it more motivating to fight somebody like Zab Judah? You mentioned he's had those big fights of the past. He's fought Floyd Mayweather and Miguel Cotto, and he's been to the big dance, as you've mentioned, but he's also fought some of the best fighters of our time, like Mayweather. Is it motivating for you as a young fighter to try to beat him more decisively than somebody like Mayweather?
Exactly. It's very motivating, and to have someone like Zab Judah's name on your resume and on your record to say that you've beaten him is a very, very good name to have. He's been in the ring with the likes of Miguel Cotto and Tszyu, and also Floyd Mayweather, who now is probably one of the pound-for-pound best fighters in the world. But if I go in there and probably knock him out or put on a great performance, where I think it just shows how good I am and how much I'm coming on. Yeah. I mean, we know Zab probably is a little bit older now than he was before, but experience is still there, and he's very, 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 very slick when he's fighting. But I think we can prove a big point in this fight. I think we can prove how good Amir Khan is in this fight and beating him very convincingly and very smartly.
This is my last question. Is there any trouble for you to focus 100% on Zab? Because when people bring up your name, they're always talking about fights in the future, like an eventual showdown with Timothy Bradley, or maybe you moving up to welterweight and eventually fighting Floyd Mayweather. And do these things, is it hard to get these things out of your mind when you're going into a fight with somebody like Zab Judah?
Yeah, it is, because, well, I know there's a lot of people talking about stuff like that, like Floyd and myself, or the winner of Floyd and Ortiz in the future, and then you've got Morales, then you've got Bradley and them guys to face in the future. I'm one of them guys that it's always good to have a plan ahead.
Yeah.
Because in a way that gives you goals, it sets you goals, and you know where you're gonna go from beating Zab Judah, but you have to beat Zab Judah to go and achieve them goals. So that is, I think in a way it's a motivation for me, because I know if I beat Zab Judah in a good style, and then I move on and beat someone like Morales in a good style, or Bradley in a good style, then it's going to take me on to the super fights like the likes of Floyd Mayweather, and they're the fights I want and I want to be known as one of the best fighters in the world. So you know, I think that's what it takes me to, and it gives me confidence. I'm not taking it in the wrong way where I'm got big headed and I've not been training hard and my focus is lost. My focus is kind of got more serious because I know I have to win this fight to get to those bigger fights. So in a way, I think I'm more focused than ever.
Okay. Well, we're looking forward to watching you fight. Thank you so much, Khan. All right.